supporting the old party, abolishing the new law. Emperor Xiang of Emperor Shenzong Zhao of the Song dynasty. In the spring of 1066, Xiang's great-granddaughter, Xiang Minzhong, who was the prime minister of Emperor Shenzong, married Zhao Shu, the eldest son of Emperor Zhao Shu of Emperor Yingzong of the Song dynasty, in a grand wedding ceremony, and officially became Zhao Shu's wife, and was named Mrs. Angguo. Zhao Shu was 18 years old then, and Xiang was 3 years older than him. In the first month of the following year, Zhao Shu died, and Zhao Shu succeeded to the throne. In February, Xiang was appointed Empress. Shortly after, she gave birth to her only child, Princess Yan. Zhao Shu was a rich and powerful man, and it was well known that he favored many concubines. Xiang's old age, especially the death of the young Princess Yan, was a great stimulus to her, and she was just in her early 30s but already looked old. However, Zhao Shu still took excellent care of Xiang and tried every possible means not to make her feel cold and lonely. Xiang was also modest and generous and never interfered with her husband's private life. So not only does the couple never quarrel about the red face, but by its influence, the concubines in the palace are also a harmony. Never jealousy and entanglement of the incident occurred. After the death of Emperor Shenzong, Emperor Zhezong Zhao assumed the throne. Empress Dowager Zhao was put in charge of the government, and Xiang was honored as the Empress Dowager, but she still behaved with modesty and self-discipline. When Empress Dowager Zhao ordered her to repair the Palace of Celebration of Life, where Empress Dowager Xiao used to live, to be used as Xiang's residence, Xiang declined, saying, "How can a mother-in-law live in the west and a daughter-in-law live in the east? It is disturbing the name of the upper and lower." She insisted and refused to move. In the end, the rear hall of the Palace of Celebration of Life was renamed the Palace of Longyu, and later renamed the Palace of Side for Xiang's residence. In 1090 to AD, Zhao Shu wanted to choose a queen, and the other princes also reached the age of consort. Xiang warned the Xiang family not to put their daughters in the election. When some family members wanted to seek official positions as royal relatives, Xiang did not allow them to do so. Xiang's political views were undoubtedly conservative, and her political activities were even more so than her views. Only when Empress Dowager Zhao's reputation was harmed, she began to break it. After the death of Empress Dowager Zhao Shu changed his name to Sheng, which officially signified his succession to the reformist cause of Emperor Shenzong, and the political situation changed drastically once again. Lv Dafang, Yu Xi, Fan Chanren, Su Shi, and others were relegated to the most remote areas and put under administrative control. The dead Sima Guang, Lv Gongji, and others were stripped of their official positions, with Dalton even suggesting that the Empress Dowager be abolished posthumously. Xiang's already turned off the lights and gone to bed. Suddenly heard this news, frantic, quickly got up, and found Zhao Shu crying, "I serve the Queen Mother every day. Codabath, where is this kind of talk? If your Majesty insists on doing this, how can I still be around in the future?" Zhao Shu's birth mother, Zhu Taifai, also tried her best to discourage him. Zhao Shu knew that he was in the wrong, and he took Dalton's manuscript and burned it on the candle. The next day, Dalton and Xie Bian again presented the memorial, insisting on their views. Zhao Shu was furious and said, "Do you not want me to enter the temple of Emperor Yingzong?" Zhao Shu was furious and said, "Do you not want me to enter the temple of Emperor Yingzong?" He tore the memorial and threw it to the ground. It is the story of Shenzong had 14 sons, 8 of whom died early, and only 5 of them, King Shen Zhaozhu, King Duan Zhaoji, Duke Chen Guogong Zhaominata, King Xia Zhaozai, and Duke Qi Guogong Zhaoyin, were alive at that time. Zhao Ji was knowledgeable and gifted. He was proficient in Kuzhu, horseback riding, archery, writing, and painting. Because of his extreme filial piety to the Xiang clan, every day to the Xiang clan's residence at Cid Palace to ask for peace and living. Although his bad reputation for frivolity has long been known in the eyes of the Xiang clan as an intelligent and educated, respectful and courteous good boy, his love for him is also far more than the other kings. On the day of Zhao Shu's death, the question of who should take the throne loomed large because he had no son. Dalton, the prime minister at that time, proposed that King Xiang Yi, the ninth son of Emperor Shenzong, who had eye problems and could not be the king, should be appointed to the throne, and opposed the appointment of the frivolous Zhao Ji. Seeing that Tun, who had always been good at manipulating power, was plotting to usurp power, Xiang decided to appoint Zhao Ji, the 11th son of Emperor Shenzong, whom he loved the most, as Emperor Huizong of the Song dynasty. In addition to her feelings, Xiang's insistence on Zhao Ji was also motivated by a desire to do something for the country. However, she never imagined that it would be her excellent son, whom she believed reliable, who would be responsible for destroying the Song dynasty more than 20 years later. For this, Xiang could not be blamed. Dalton and others were still uneasy about Zhao Ji, so they asked Xiang to be in charge of military and state affairs, but Xiang refused repeatedly. Zhao Ji, however, to the Xiang standing himself in the untenable grateful, crying on the ground, begging. Xiang, see him so benevolent and respectful, very touched, had to agree to it. Xiang, once on stage, immediately launched the destruction of new and old actions, promoted Han Zhongyan as prime minister, restored Fan Kunren, Wen Yanbo, Sima Guam, more than 30 people's official positions. Sushi and others also moved from the deserted places in the interior. Bolton, Xie Bayan and others were banished one after another, and some new laws considered disturbing to the people and harmful to the country were repealed again. The political atmosphere in the court soon took on the appearance of the early years of the Yuanyu era, and was called Little Yuanyu. On the first day of the 7th month, after less than 6 months in office, she returned to the inner palace with peace of mind and satisfaction. On the 13th day of the first month of the following year, Xiang died at the age of 56. Posthumous title Empress Qin Sheng Shensu, buried in the Yangyu Mausoleum.